Folks, imagine this. You planned your whole life for that Social Security check, the one that's supposed to be your rock solid retirement lifeline. But in 2026, poof, shrinks right before your eyes. Not because of some scam, but because of a sneaky 9.7% Medicare premium hike that gets deducted straight from your benefits. We're tracking this closely, and some retirees could see $50 to $100 less every month, or worse, their checks could actually go down despite getting a cost of living raise. So if you're 62 or older, this hits home hard. Stick with us, Plan Life Right. I'm Kevin Ross, here with my co-pilot, Matt Floyd, because today we're telling you Bob's story. Bob's a real guy, 65-year-old, 3 years into taking his Social Security, and what's about to happen to him in 2026 is a wake-up call for millions. You won't believe these numbers. All right, so Matt, let me introduce you to Bob. So Bob's 65. He's retired, been retired since 62, so 3 years retirement. And this 38 years he worked in a manufacturing plant. You know, body's wearing out. Yeah, really hard job. And so 62, Social Security's available. So he took it. Can you really blame him?
Yeah, no, not at all, Kevin. I mean, we see this every day. People are exhausted. They've earned that money. Why not take it, right?
Exactly. And so here's Bob's situation. His full retirement age is 67. That's when he'd get 100% of his benefit, which the Social Security Administration calculated at, in his case, $2,400 per month.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. That's about $28,000 a year. Almost 29 probably. Not rich, but combined with some savings, Bob figured he'd be okay, right?
Right.
But Bob claimed at 62, and here's what most people don't realize. When you claim before your full retirement age, you get hit with a permanent reduction. Yep. So for Bob, claiming 5 years early meant a 30% cut.
So 30% of $2,400, that's $720 less per month.
Exactly right. And so Bob's actual monthly benefit at 62 was $1,600, $1,680, it's called $1,700. So now it's $1,680 a month, which terrible? No, but it's not $2,400. And here's the thing, Matt, it's not even really $1,680.
What do you mean? Doesn't Social Security pay what they say they'll pay?
Well, they do, but here's the catch. You see, Bob's on Medicare, and when he turned 65 this year, so he enrolled Medicare Part B. Mm-hmm. That's the part that covers the doctor visits, the outpatient care, right, the medical equipment. That premium gets deducted automatically from your Social Security check. Okay, so in 2025, Bob's Medicare Part B premium is $174.70 a month. So let's look at what actually hits Bob's bank account, okay? Here's Bob's real 2026 money. So Social Security says $1,680. Medicare takes out $1,774.
Or $174. About $175.
$175. So Bob's actual deposit's $1,505 change. That's Bob's reality. You know, that's what pays his mortgage, his groceries, his utilities, $1,505.30 per month.
Yeah, so Bob's living on basically $1,500 a month. I mean, that's tight, but it's manageable if he's careful.
Well, yeah, you're right. But Bob's been doing this for 3 years, right? And so he's got his budget dialed in, but he knows what he can spend. And then in October 25, Bob hears the news. Social Security is giving everyone a 2.5% cost of living adjustment for 2026.
Yeah,
Bob's excited.
Yeah, it's good news.
And so he's been watching prices go up, you know, gas, food, insurance, fruit, everything's got cost more now. But now but now he's getting a raise, so he doesn't feel so bad about it. Um, but but then he opens up the calculator app and he does the math.
2.5%, $1,680. That's $42 more per month. Extra 2.5 cents on the dollar.
Yeah, so Bob's thinking, okay, $42 extra. That's $504 a year. That'll cover some property tax increase. Maybe I can actually go out to dinner once or twice a month instead of just once.
Right.
Maybe I can help my granddaughter with a birthday present. But Bob's got plans. So Bob's got plans for that money, Matt, but real plans, I think in January 26 hits. What's his plans?
Oh,
right?
I don't like where this is going. Whenever you say hit, I know it's bad news.
Yeah. So here's what Bob checks his bank account on January 3rd, like he does every month. And he sees his Social Security deposit. But something's wrong with that deposit. He was expecting $1,547. That's his old 1505 plus the 42 COLA raise. But the deposit's only $1,530.40. Bob's confused. Where does his raise go? So he logs on his Social Security account online. Here's what he sees. Bob January 2026 statement. Gross Social Security benefit, $1,722. That's his $1,680 plus his 2.5% COLA, right? And he sees this Medicare Part B premium, $1,091.60. That's last year's $174.70 plus the 9.7 increase. So the net payment to Bob is $1,530, right?
So Bob's actual increase is $25.
Exactly. $25. But Bob thought that he was getting $42 more. But he's really only getting $25. So he lost $17, right?
Yeah.
Of his raise to Medicare premium increases. Yeah, right.
Here's your raise. You won't notice
Phantom raise. So let me just say that again for everyone listening, Bob's 2.5% cost of living adjustment got eaten by 9.7% Medicare increase. He lost 40% of his raise before he ever saw a dime.
Yeah, and that's brutal, Kevin. But okay, $25 is still something, right? I mean, it's not nothing. I mean, it's not a decrease, at least.
Sure, $25 is better than zero. I guess you're right there. But here's what Bob's actually facing here in 2026. His homeowner's insurance, he told me, went up $35 a month because everyone's premiums are skyrocketing, right? Especially here in Florida. His property tax increased $28 a month. His Part D prescription drug plan went up $8 a month. His Medigap supplement policy increased $12. So Bob's cost went up $83 a month, but his income only went up $25. But so Bob now he's $58 deeper in the hole every single month, right? That's $696 a year that he's got to go find from somewhere.
Right.
And Bob's already cut back. I mean, he's not taking vacations. He's not eating out as much. He's driving less because gas is expensive. What else can he cut?
Yeah, man, this is depressing. I mean, is there anything Bob can do now at 65, 3 years into benefits? He thinks he's getting a raise.
Can't afford a beer, can he?
He's like, hey, I'm getting that increase, man. Our lives are really about to change, and boy, did it.
Well, so Bob's got limited options. Matt, he can try to suspend his benefits and restart them later at a higher amount, but he'd have to pay back everything he's received.
Oh, man.
So we're talking like $60,000 plus, which, most people don't have that.
Yeah, most people relying on Social Security don't have that sitting around.
He could go back to work, but then he gets hit with an earnings test. A lot of people don't know about the earnings test. So how that works is if he makes more than $23,400, Social Security starts taking $1 back for every $2 he earns. Plus, he's 65 with a bad back, so who's hiring that? We only hire that, and we sit on our butts all day.
Yeah.
The hard truth is this: Bob's pretty much stuck. He made a decision at 62 that seemed reasonable at the time, but nobody showed him the full picture. Nobody ran the numbers on Medicare premium. Nobody explained that his 2.5% COLA wouldn't keep up with his 9.7% cost increase. And here's the thing that really gets me mad. Bob's not alone, right?
Right.
There are millions of Bobs out there right now about to get hit with the same shock in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay, so what should Bob have done? I mean, what should people who are 60, 61, 62, I mean, what would they do right now differently so they don't end up in Bob's boat?
Well, I think that's a great question, Matt. And so let's rewind Bob's story here for a minute. Stay with me. So same guy, same situation, but this time Bob talks to a qualified advisor.
Yeah, like one of our guys.
One of our guys. Someone who actually looks at the whole picture. Here's what changes. Got a little bit of an alternate timeline. So Bob's 62. He's thinking about claiming. The advisor says, Bob, I hear you. Tired. You want to retire. But let's look at what waiting does for you. So they run the numbers. If Bob waits until age 70 to claim, his benefit grows 8% every single year. That's not 8% total. That's 8% per year compounded.
Yeah.
Bob's benefit at different ages. Let's go through that. So at 62,
That's
which is
what he did. Yeah.
right? Yeah. That's $1,680 a month. At age 67, full retirement, that's $2,400 a month. At age 70, with the delayed credits, it's $2,976 a month. Listen, that's $1,296 more per month every single month for the rest of Bob's life.
But, Bob needs that money now. He can't wait 8 years for that money.
Exactly. That's what everyone says. And that's why advisors need to show the Bobs out there something called a bridge strategy. Okay. So here's how it works. Bob's got $300,000 in his 401k. Advisor says, Bob, what if we took $100,000 of that and bought a single premium immediate annuity? Okay. This annuity will pay you $650 per month, guaranteed for 8 years. So from age 62 to 70.
Mm-hmm.
Now that $650 isn't Bob's full income need, but Bob still got his $200,000 in the 401k that he can draw from. So between the annuity and some careful 401k withdrawals, or maybe another type of annuity that pays guaranteed lifetime income, Bob can cover his expenses for the years.
And then what happens at 70?
Well, 70, if we do a SPIA, right, 8-year SPIA, the annuity stops, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
But Bob doesn't need that anymore because now he's got his Social Security kicked up to $2,970. Let's fast forward now to January 26th in this scenario. Bob's now 65, same age as our original Bob. But look at it this way. Original Bob, net Social Security, $1,530 a month. Annual income, $18,360 a month. Struggling to make ends meet.
Right.
Bob's bridge strategy, $650 a month in annuity payments. His 401k withdrawal, or we'll set up a different type of withdrawal, $1,500 a month, carefully managed.
Right.
Total monthly income's now $2,150 for that 8 years, right? The annual income's $25,800. He's already better off.
Right.
Bob's still waiting for that Social Security at 70. And here's the beautiful part. When the bridge strategy, Bob hits 70 and turns on that $2,976 of Social Security, you can stop the 401k withdrawals, right? His money lasts longer, his income's higher, and the $2,976 has built-in COLA protection forever.
So what's the lifetime difference between the two Bobs?
Well, let's assume both Bobs lived to age 85. That's 20 years of collecting Social Security for original Bob. Started at age 62. But only 15 years for Bridge Strategy Bob.
So
Bridge Bob.
I think original Bob's going to beat him because he's got a head start.
A lot of people think that, right? The monthly benefit, original Bob, his monthly benefit at $1,530 after Medicare, with modest colas averaging over 23 years, $1,650 a month. His total collected, get this, $1,650 times 12 times 23 years, $455,000, right? Plus the $300,000 he still has from his 401k, so he grows moderately, $755,000 total. Okay.
$750,000. That's not a bad number.
Not bad. Now let's look at Bridge Strategy Bob. Age 62 to 85, he used $100,000 for his annuity bridge. Okay.
Yep.
His remaining $200,000 minus withdrawals from 62 to 70. Let's just say that's $100,000. He's
right.
Okay. His monthly benefit starting at 70s, $29.76 after Medicare deductions of $192. Assumed. With modest colas, average over 15 years, $3,200 a month. Total collected, $3,200 times 12 times 15 years, $576,000. Plus the remaining 401k, $100,000. So total $676,000. You wait, that doesn't look right.
That doesn't look right.
No.
I thought you said new Bob was going to beat original Bob.
Yeah, so let me recalculate it properly. Actually, Matt, here's the truth. The break even is around age 80.
Right.
But if Bob lives past 80, and 1 in 3 65-year-olds do, Bridge Strategy Bob comes out significantly. We're talking 100 to 200,000 more over a lifetime.
And what if Bob doesn't live that long?
Fair question. So if Bob passes away at 75, original Bob collected more total dollars. But here's what nobody's really talking about. What if Bob's married?
Yeah.
So if Bob has a wife, she outlives him, which is statistically likely. He inherits his Social Security benefit. Would you rather leave your widow $1,680 or $2,976 a month?
I want to leave her more money.
$1,300 more a month. That's the quality of life difference. That's the difference between your spouse struggling or being comfortable.
So, Kevin, this is powerful stuff. But here's my question. Why doesn't Bob's neighbor know this? Why doesn't Bob's brother-in-law know this? Why are there millions of Bobs making that wrong decision out there?
Because nobody's teaching them. The Social Security office doesn't give advice. A lot of people think they don't give advice.
No, they just process paperwork.
That's all they're doing.
That's all they do.
Maybe they answer the phone. Maybe. Most financial advisors focus on investments. They're in the accumulation phase, not the decumulation. They don't practice the income planning. So let's be honest. Running these scenarios takes time, specialized tools that most people don't have. So that's exactly why we built the Plan Life Right. And here's where we train advisors at Advisor Rescue, because this information shouldn't be a secret.
Right. They should teach it at school, really.
Yeah, really, they should. Yeah. So let's get real for a minute. If you're listening to this and you're anywhere between 60 and 70 years old, I need you to stop what you're doing and listen carefully. You're sitting on a decision that will impact the next 20, 25, maybe 30 years of your life. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars in difference. We're talking about whether you struggle, thrive in retirement. So here's the brutal truth. You can't undo this decision. Once you claim Social Security, you're essentially locked in. But a lot of people don't know you do get a one-time do-over within 12 months. But after that, you're stuck. Okay? So here's what I need everyone to do right now. You're a consumer, a retiree, someone thinking about claiming Social Security. Go to planliferight.com. That's planliferight.com. When you get there, you're going to see a button that says Schedule Your Prosperity Blueprint. Click it. Pick a time that works for you. It's a free consultation. There's no sales pitch. There's no pressure, just a real conversation about your specific situation. What we're going to do is we're going to look at your numbers, Social Security estimate, your 401k or your IRAs, your pensions if you have them, your Medicare costs, everything. And then we're going to run multiple scenarios, claiming early, what's that look like, claiming at full retirement, what that looks like, and then claiming late with real dollars and cents.
Right.
And here's what I can promise you. After that 45-minute conversation, maybe shorter if it's with me, longer if it's with Matt, you'll have more clarity about your retirement than you had in years. You'll see exactly what different decisions mean for your income, and you'll have a written plan that you can follow.
And Kevin, can I jump in here? Because I've sat in on these consultations, and here's what I see happen. People walk in confused and scared. They walk out with confidence. They finally understand their options. And some people think they don't have any. There's one choice, and we can provide options. And one client told me, I've been stressing about this for 2 years. In 45 minutes, you gave me peace of mind. Probably would have been a 30-minute meeting, but I was sitting in there.
Yeah.
And, that's what this is about, peace of mind, confidence, a real plan. If you have a plan and you can't sleep at night because of that plan, you need a new plan.
Yeah. Now, listen, if you're a financial advisor and you're listening to this, I've got a different message for you. You need this in your practice. Your clients are asking about Social Security. They're asking about income planning. And if you can't answer with confidence, you can't run those numbers, you can't show them the bridge strategies with annuity and life insurance that some are going to need, they're going to go find someone else.
Yeah, if you want to talk to them about it, somebody else will. I promise you that.
So advisors, go to advisorrescue.net. That's it. advisorrescue.net right now. Schedule a call with our team, and then we'll show you how to position indexed universal life as retirement bridges.
A lot of people forget about that one.
Roth conversions, we use them for that. How to use income annuities for a Social Security bridge, retirement bridge. How to use income annuities for Social Security delaying strategy.
Mm-hmm.
How to run break-even calculations that closes the cases.
Right.
We've got word-for-word scripts for those conversations. We've got marketing materials that your clients will actually read. And here's the thing. This isn't theory. This is what's working right now in 2026 with real clients facing real Medicare increases and real Social Security confusion. Our next group training starts in a few weeks. Spots are going to be limited because we do live coaching, not some pre-recorded course that you'll never finish because you're going to be doing whatever else.
Yeah, I got a few of those. I got a few of those. Sitting at 42% completed for 2 years.
If you want to be the advisor in your market who dominates retirement income planning while everyone else is still thinking about asset allocation, this is your moment. Advisor Rescue. Schedule your call. Let's make you the expert in your market because the marketplace is desperate for this.
Yeah, and Kevin, I just want to add, whether you're a consumer or an advisor, the worst thing you can do is nothing. Bob's story, it's happening to millions of people right now, and it's going to continue. Don't let that be you, and advisors, don't let that be your clients.
That's exactly right, Matt. And I think this has been real today. This is heavy stuff, kind of a Debbie Downer type, but it really matters, folks. Mm-hmm. And I want to thank everyone for hanging with us on this. You got to take action. So if you're a consumer, go to planliferight.com if you need help. Go to Advisor Rescue if you're an advisor who wants to serve at this level because it's important. And then remember this. Life happens fast. Plan life right.